C3 here, and I told myself a while back that I had to let go of worrying about where I was and what a background was and egoic things that worried about how things were represented, and just be authentic. Opening that channel, and in that very same sense opening the literal YouTube channel to more of the outpouring of the process of remembrance that I've been on for a few years now. Is exactly what has me sitting here in my pod, I call it. I've been driving a truck for a little over 3 years now, and I call it my monastery. It's been the aid in all of the introspection, I literally drive overnight. I have a partner, team truck as it's called in the industry, and he drives during the day and handles all of the paperwork. So I literally have just been blessed with moonlight, moon cycles, beautiful stars, and my own remembrance and awakening awareness. As such, this is the background, and this is where I am, here and now. This particular video, it was shared with me by a beautiful reflections, actually, that to share myself more authentically and a little bit of my story would help to identify with exactly how I got to the spot where I write the poetry from. I say write the poetry, but in fact the poetry is actually more like written me. If you read it from the first one that I wrote to what is current, it's been an evolution of my own awareness through the words of the poems. That being said, the catalyst that got it all started, I was a regular lost Joe Schmo for the first 30 some odd years of my experience, and then the beautiful frequential match, my divine counterpart, if you will, unexpectedly graduated, I call it, to her spirit self, and all before, just as we were remembering that there was that something there, as we were both on our beginning stages and processes of awakening, she in Florida, I still in, just in the beginning stages actually of driving this truck, but I had lived in Arizona for it had been 9 years since I had seen her last, and just connected on the phone, and then she was in a traffic collision, just a 2-car traffic collision, and both vehicles set ablaze, and that was that. Broke me wide open, to say the least. So without further ado, I figured the best way is to simply say those parts and then share a few poems which give you a good idea of who I am, where I come from, and this particular heart's love path. The first one I'd love to share is, I named it Jaded. Her name was Jade. Her name is Jade. So this is Jaded. I don't remember my poems. They stay very much in the now, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm going to read my computer screen. It's taken much to come to understand all you've done to reshape this man. For this realization is there truly are no words that accurately convey, gratitude offered. Now with love in a centered, peaceful heart, sacred truth and wisdom does this life impart upon collective souls waiting through the night. Guided by your love, we'll fade into the light. It's the first little one I wrote, matching it to a photo of her just days before she passed. A photo where we were on the phone a lot that night. She has such a radiant smile. Anyway, right into the next one. The greatest beginning realization that I had, and one of the first poems that that poured through because of that realization was about my own selfishness. And so I titled this one Thank You. I used to look at you and all I'd lost. Then I realized the selfishness of that thought. Yours was a sacrifice of lasting impression. As I awaken, I understand the lesson of that expression. No other soul has loved so true, which is precisely why I choose to emulate you. The Creator has given me extraordinary strength to persevere the selfish and give love unto each breath. No longer do I feel the loss of pain, for you were never my possession, and your transformation was not in vain. Instead, I choose to reflect our light, a harbor to all who are still lost in this earthly night. So with these words, I give you eternal thanks, for without your love, I would be lost among the ranks of souls who've buried their keys within their youth, searching in sadness as they desperately seek inner truth. From this moment forward, I will carry on, without pain and sorrow, for love burns eternally strong. We are one love from the source of all. It is this message I will convey until the day I receive my own call back to source. So from that aspect, love's frequency was born. Came in a synchronistic manner in which I just started to randomly share on my personal Facebook page that I created when I thought I was going to start some online business. You know, a few years prior, I began to use it to just share little poetic ditties, little poetic rhymes. I've always been a musician and just love music, and so lyrics inspired me to begin kind of writing my own little reflections. It started there, and then a random angel came across and said, "Dude, why don't you start your own page with your poetry?" And so I did, and well, that's how Love's Frequency was born. From my heart being broken open, and through the sadness and darkness, and her transformation, the light entered. It has also led to the full realization that her light is our light is one light, and so on. And so in closing, this another short little poem called Love. that has come out much later in the process. I apologize if this is anything less. Why am I apologizing? It's perfect. It's me. It's me to you. I hope you like it and are inspired or something. Without further ado, and in closing, love. Love is simple. Love is endlessly true. Love wants not a single thing from you. Its pure expression is giving without end. It matters not what lies around the bend. Love is altruistic. Love is unbound. Love flows freely without a sound. So if you wish to feel love in every way, remove your limitations on love today. With that, 11:11, a fitting end. I love you. Thank you.